In this video, we'll explore the various forces that affect the demand curve other than price. Imagine you're standing in the bustling market of a small town surrounded by rows of goods, each vying for attention. As you glance at the shelves, you notice that the price of cornflakes hasn't changed. However, the number of boxes people are buying seems to vary a lot. Some days the shelves are empty, while on other days they're barely touched. What's going on? What could be causing these shifts in demand? The answer is that demand for any commodity isn't determined by price alone. Several other factors can influence how much of a product people are willing to buy at any given time. Let's explore these factors using the example of cornflakes, but they apply to almost any product, from gasoline to computers. One major factor affecting demand is income. Think about it. If people have more money in their pockets, they're likely to buy more things. For instance, when consumers' average income increases, they might not only buy more cornflakes, but also more cars, vacations, or electronics. So, if the economy is booming and wages are rising, you'll see a spike in demand for cornflakes. People just have more money to spend. On the flip side, if incomes drop, demand for many goods, including cornflakes, will fall. Another important factor is the size of the population. More people mean more demand for products. For example, a large state like California, with its 40 million residents, will naturally have a much higher demand for goods like cornflakes than a smaller state like Rhode Island, with only 1 million residents. The demand curve shifts rightward with population growth because there are more consumers in the market. Then there's the influence of related goods, such as substitutes and complements. If the price of a substitute product like oatmeal drops, people might choose to buy oatmeal instead of cornflakes. In this case, a decrease in oatmeal prices would lead to a decrease in the demand for cornflakes. This is why demand for cornflakes tends to fall when the price of oatmeal falls. The reverse is true too. If the price of a substitute rises, people may turn to cornflakes instead. On the flip side, complementary goods, products that are consumed together, also affect demand. For example, if the price of milk falls, people might buy more cornflakes because milk and cornflakes are often consumed together. In this case, a drop in milk prices would likely lead to an increase in the demand for cornflakes. But it's not all about numbers and logic. People's tastes and preferences also play a huge role in shaping demand. These tastes are influenced by culture, trends, and even emotions. For instance, in the US, beef is a popular food choice, but in India it's considered taboo. Similarly, in Japan, curried jellyfish might be a delicacy, but it could make many Americans shudder. The demand for products also changes as tastes shift. If cornflakes suddenly become the trendy breakfast choice, demand could skyrocket even if the price doesn't change. On the other hand, if people start seeking healthier alternatives like granola or smoothie bowls, demand for cornflakes might decrease. These shifts are often influenced by advertising, cultural movements, or even celebrities endorsing certain products. Finally, special factors can also affect demand in specific situations. For example, in Seattle, where it rains frequently, the demand for umbrellas is high, especially in the rainy season. But in Phoenix, where the sun shines year-round, umbrellas are not in high demand. Similarly, if there's a heat wave in the summer, the demand for air conditioners will shoot up, but during cooler months, the demand might fall. In cities with good public transportation systems like New York, people might buy fewer cars because they don't need them to get around. On the other hand, in suburban areas where public transit is limited, the demand for cars could be much higher. So, while the price of cornflakes is an important factor in how many people are willing to buy, it's far from the only one. Income, population size, the prices of related goods, changing tastes, and special circumstances all play a part in determining demand. Whether it's the rise of a new food trend, a change in the weather, or an economic boom, these factors shift the demand curve, making it more complex and dynamic than a simple price-quantity relationship. In the end, demand is not just about how much something costs. It's about the interplay of many factors that influence how much people are willing to buy at different times. And just like in the market, these factors are always shifting, which is why demand can fluctuate in surprising ways.